The spring selling season is well on its way in Orlando. Here are the stats I'll go over in this video. I'll also go over what buyers and sellers can expect from the market in this May 2023 Orlando real estate market update. For month supply of inventory in April of 2023, we had 1.86. And so what that means is months of inventory is a way to measure how much inventory we have. So if no new homes came to the market, all homes would be sold within 1.86 months or almost 2 months. And so in March 2023, it was 1.72. And then just, so you kind of know what's going on for perspective, in April of last year, it was 0.70 or less than 1 month of inventory. The supply has increased a little from March to April, and it'll probably stay around the 1.5 months to 2 month range through July, maybe August. And then after that, we might see maybe 2.5 months, 3 months as we go into September, October. Things get a little slower and homes may stay on the market a little bit longer. Inventory can get tighter if more buyers enter the market, if there's lower interest rates. And I'm using quotes on lower for a reason. I'll explain that more a little bit later in the video. The median price increased $5,000 from March to April. So now it's $370. In March, it was $365. Now, as of note, in April of 2022, it was $370. So that's good news because prices aren't increasing as much as they were, especially the previous, 2 years have just been wild how quickly the prices have gone up. So the median home price being the same that it was in April of 22 as it was in April 2023 is an indication of the market correcting itself. My best guess is we won't see major increases year over year like we were seeing the past couple of years, but the market is so unpredictable, you really never know. This chart shows the original price versus the sold price. So the original price is the green bar, and then the blue bar is the price that it actually sold for. And we can see here that in May, there's a bit of a discrepancy. It's about $40,000 from where it was listed to actually what it sold for. So it sold for about $40,000 less. Now we're only, as I pulled this chart, we're only about halfway through May. So some of that data could change. Now it could mean that maybe things are slowing down a little bit. And as we come more into the summer, maybe people can buy a home for less than the original list price. We'll just have to monitor that and see what's going on there. Question I got recently from someone was, are there still lots of cash sales going on? So we are still seeing some, but not as much as we used to. So for this year in Orange County so far, we've had 21% of all deals were paid with cash. Last year, it was 30%. In Seminole County, it's 22% of all deals paid with cash this year so far. Last year was 26%. So little bit of a change. And that's good to know for, everyone who's trying to buy with a mortgage. I feel like a couple of years ago, all deals were like cash deals and, $50,000, $100,000 over list price. Now that's obviously an exaggeration, but that's what it felt like to a lot of people. The average days on market decreased a little bit. In April, it was 52. And then in March, it was 57. In April of last year, it was 24. Obviously last year, a lot hotter than it was this year, but we're still very much in a hot market. Now, the average interest rate that someone paid in April of 2023 was 6.41%. The previous month in March, it was 6.70%. And then in April 22, for comparison, it was 4.94%. So it looks like interest rates are stabilizing. There's going to be some fluctuation here and there, but I don't think it's going to be anything like last year where we saw, I think, like a 3% increase. Now, if there's a crash or something like that, obviously that could really affect the interest rates and it could change significantly. But right now, I just don't see any huge significant changes. Interest rates will probably hang out between 6 and 7% most of the year. I've heard some loan professionals saying that the interest rates could dip down to about 5.4% by the end of the year. I'm really not too sure about that because the Federal Reserve indicated that it's very possible that they're going to raise the interest rate a little bit more to combat with inflation. And it's estimated that there could be 1 or 2 more rate hikes this year. And when they do that, that also can affect the mortgage interest rates as well. Now, I wanted to put the different interest rates into perspective for you. So if you got a mortgage for $350,000 in March of this year at 6.7%, your monthly payment would be $2,258. And if you got the same mortgage of $350,000 in April at 6.41%, it would be a monthly payment of $2,192. That would be a difference of $66 a month. Now, just as an FYI, the monthly payment, it doesn't include taxes and other fees like homeowners insurance, HOA, all that kind of stuff. So that equates to a $23,000 savings over a 30-year mortgage, but obviously not a huge difference on your monthly payment. The Orlando Regional Realtor Association president had their little state of the market blurb that they do each month. So for April, they say, April data showed a slight uptick in Orlando inventory as home sales slowed, indicating the spring selling season may be starting to balance out. Orlando's median home prices are still climbing as sellers continue to get competitive offers. The good news for buyers is that interest rates in Orlando dropped slightly, giving them extra buying power. What all this data means, in my opinion, is a housing correction. Like we've kind of been seeing the last, 6 months or so, maybe even a little bit longer than that. The market is starting to stabilize. Now, I'm thinking for the summer, some of the data indicates that things are slowing down. Big picture, it's still a seller's market. We're getting multiple offers, bidding wars, but not anything near like we were a year or two ago. And hopefully we'll never see that again. That was, a little too wild. Because comparatively, when you look at it from, 2 years ago to now, you see these big jumps in the data, and it would make it seem like, oh, okay, now we are in a slow market. And we're not in a slow market, we're just in a slower market. Before we were going like 100 miles an hour, and now we're going maybe about 60. So if you were looking for a home a year or two ago and you ended up stopping your search because, it was hard to get under contract, if you were to come back now to the market, you'd see that there is a very big difference from what it was just a year or two ago. What do you think the selling season will be like in Orlando this year? Let us know in the comments. If we haven't met yet, I'm Dan Ginader. I'm a real estate agent in Orlando. If you have any real estate questions or need an agent, my contact information is in the description below, or use the link in the description to add an appointment on my calendar. There's also a link for my preferred properties that are currently for sale in the Metro Orlando area. What does all this mean for buyers and sellers? And after I answer that, I'll talk about some tips for buyers and sellers about homeowners insurance, because that's a whole other thing that's happening right now. What buyers can expect is the competition is getting tight. We are seeing multiple offers, but like I've mentioned before, nothing like it was a year or two ago. You basically just want to come in prepared, have your pre-approval, know your spending power, work with your agent to come up with the best strategy to find a home that works best for you. Buyers are being a little bit pickier, so when a really nice home does come on the market, you can probably expect multiple offers if the home is priced appropriately. Now for sellers, if your home's priced appropriately, you'll probably get under contract, relatively quickly and maybe have multiple offers. Buyers are still asking for closing costs, buying down rates. Buyers don't want to do too many expensive repairs like a roof, polybutylene pipes, electrical rewiring, all those like major stuff they don't really want to have to deal with. One thing I'm recommending for my sellers is a pre-listing inspection. And so basically what that means is before you list the home, you get an inspection on the home. And it costs around $300 to $500, depending on the square footage of the home and exactly what inspections you get. And why you would do this is because it gives you an idea of any major repairs or issues with the home. What you do with that information is then you can either fix any issues that come up or just disclose the issue so you can expedite the closing process, aka not getting slowed down by having to negotiate repairs and all that kind of stuff. You can already let the buyer know, hey, this is what we're willing to do or not willing to do, and then they can kind of take it or leave it. And so you just don't have to get into a contract with someone that's just going to be, giving you a hard time about things because you've already disclosed any issues with the home. Now on to the hot topic of homeowners insurance. More homeowners insurance companies are leaving Florida, and it's making it more difficult to obtain homeowners insurance. The big issue that we're having is the age of the roof. That's what's making it difficult to get insurance for new buyers, and actually people who already have a home, they're having issues because of the age of the roof. It's just a big mess. So if the roof is 10 years and under, you should probably be fine. There is a law that says if the home is, if the roof is 15 years or older, then the roof needs to have 5 more years of life. Sellers with roofs older than 10 years, I wouldn't be surprised if you have issues closing on the home because of insurance requirements. Basically, what I'm seeing is buyers are wanting the seller to change the roof. The sellers don't want to change it because they're going to be moving. It becomes a bit of a battle. So you just kind of want to prepare yourself, figure out what your best course of action is. So just talk with your real estate agent and they can kind of talk you through it and strategize, what the best way for you to go about everything is in your sale or buying of a home. You'll want to try to get the homeowner's insurance binder sooner than later to make sure the home can be insured and it's within your budget. So if you find out that, homeowner's insurance is going to cost $5,000 a year, but you only budgeted for $3,000, that might be an issue, right? And so sellers, you just want to be on top of the home insurance binder as well. Make sure it doesn't delay the closing. So you just talk with your listing agent, make sure they're getting updates on the home insurance binder. During hurricane season, if there's a named storm, insurance companies will issue any policies. So that's why you just want to get it locked in sooner than later and make sure you're ready to go and your closing doesn't get delayed because you can't lock in the home insurance. For videos about the Orlando real estate market, check out this playlist or this Orlando neighborhood tour playlist. Reach out to me if you have any real estate questions or need an agent. My contact information is in the description below. I appreciate you watching all the way through, especially if you're a subscriber. Thanks for watching.